Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learn back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about the Midheaven in conjunct with Black Moon Lilith in the natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They're a little bit concise. Some people may refer to them as snappy, so what I decided to do is make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have the midheaven in conjunct the Black Moon Lilith in a natal chart, one way it may manifest is that an adjustment, which is the inconjunct, may be needed in matters associated with the career, which is the midheaven, and things you have a strong passion and desire for, which is the Black Moon Lilith. One or the other may be overemphasized. The key is to find balance and equilibrium between the two. So there may be times when you're dominated by matters pertaining to the career to the expense and exclusion of things you have a strong passion and desire for. And other times it could be the other way around, where the things that you have that intense passion and desire for may monopolize your time and energy to the expense and exclusion of career-related endeavors. So again, it's about finding the balance, the harmony, and the equilibrium of the energy, because inconjunct aspects in astrology can often be about a lot of vacillation, fluctuation, and distortion of energy. It's just very extreme. So again, it's about finding the balance between the two. Now, let's say, for example, if the midheaven, is in Capricorn, career-related matters may be attained, in a very, methodical, consistent manner, may be gone about with much structure and discipline. It may involve something Capricorn-related, whether it could be, architecture, construction, dentistry, accounting, masonry, information technology, general mundane work, timekeeping. It could be doing something in some management position or some position of authority, as some examples. Now, also, too, midheaven in conjunct the Black Moon Lilith in a natal chart can also indicate an imbalance, which is the inconjunct between activities connected with the dominant parent, which is often the father, and that being the midheaven, and those that play a provocative role in your life, which is the Black Moon. You may be dominated by one or the other. So again, it's about finding that. Well, first I want to say that the people of the dominant parent may at times monopolize your time and energy to the expense and exclusion of those that play a provocative role in your life, or it could be the other way around, where those that play a provocative role in your life may monopolize and dominate your time and energy to the expense and exclusion of the dominant parent. So again, it's about finding the balance, the harmony, and the equilibrium of the energy, because inconjunct aspects can often indicate a lot of vacillation, fluctuation, and distortion of energy. So it's good to have the balance and the harmony between the two. Now, the thing is, let's say if the Black Moon Lilith is in Scorpio, as an example, one or more people that play a provocative role in your life may actually be a Scorpio Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be those that are resourceful, resilient, incisive, probing, investigative, deep. It could be people that are empowering, transforming, but it could also be those that are vengeful, manipulative, and jealous as well. Now, another thing too is that there may be times when you're overly fixated or obsessed with just the Black Moon Lilith in matters pertaining to the career. Then other times you just may be, completely apathetic and lack any kind of passion or desire in those matters. So, again, it could be at times when you might feel like, you might be very obsessed, be extremely passionate about what you're doing in matters with your career and just whatever it might be connected with midheaven, whether it's attaining greater social status, stature in life, ambitions, activities with the dominant parent, matters with attaining notoriety and recognition. And other times you just may be apathetic and have no passion or desire in those things at all. So again, it's about finding the balance and the harmony in that energy. Now, let's say if the midheaven is in Aquarius as an example, you may attain some kind of notoriety and recognition, connecting with humanitarian, altruistic endeavors, astrology, astronomy, computers, electronics, innovation, aviation, meteorology, or even rocket science in some cases. Now, another thing too about this aspect is that you may either have too much or too little passion, which is the black moon Lilith, in attaining success, which is the midheaven. Now, so there can be times where there could be an intense amount of passion in trying to attain success, and other times you just may completely lack it. Now, the thing about this is, now let's say the midheaven is in Sagittarius as an example. Success may be attained. It could be in publishing, advertising, printing press operation, sports, the outdoors, camping, religion, higher education, translation, foreign travel, or doing something connected with the law as some examples. Now, another thing too is that the midheaven in conjunct the black moon Lilith in the natal chart can also indicate having too much or too little ambition in embracing the higher level of the black moon Lilith placement. So there may be times when you have an exorbitant amount of passion to attain exorbitant amount of ambition in terms of embracing the higher level of the black moon Lilith placement. Then there's other times where there's no ambition whatsoever in doing so. So again, it's about finding the balance, the harmony, and the equilibrium of the energy. Inconjuncts in astrology can be a lot of extreme energy. And the thing about this is, now let's say the black moon Lilith is in Aries as an example. The higher level of the black moon Lilith placement can be simply connected with attaining some position of leadership, expressing leadership prowess and ability, even if it's just showing some kind of initiative. It could be being able to stand up for others without being overly combative or volatile in the process. It may be doing something in terms of something physical, doing things that require the physical energy and strength. As some examples, if the black moon Lilith is in Aquarius as an example, the higher level of the placement may simply be making contributions to astrology, or astronomy, computers, electronics, innovation as some examples. Now also too, there may be tremendous ease or difficulty in terms of concentrating, dealing with the dark side of the black moon Lilith placement. So there may be times when you have a lot of concentration in those matters, and other times you just may have a lot of difficulty in terms of doing so and focusing on dealing with that dark side of the placement. So let's say if the black moon Lilith is in Taurus as an example, that dark side of the placement may be tied in, maybe it could simply be making monetary promises to others and not following through on them. It might be issues with some strong issues with persistence or sensuality. Now another thing too is that the dominant parent, older people, and authority figures, which is the midheaven, may be either extremely beneficial or no help whatsoever in terms of dealing with suffering and trauma, which is the black moon Lilith. Now, let's say if the black moon Lilith is in Gemini as an example, there may be physical related trauma connected with the arms, the hands, the nerves, lungs, breathing on an emotional level, or there may be some issues that somebody is dealt with. Maybe it has to do with communication, or maybe slander or gossiping someone had endured at some point in time. Maybe it has to do with some kind of prevarication that one had to deal with for whatever reason. Maybe it's connected with one's cerebral or intellectual ability. It may even just be an insecurity one has with that, or maybe some ability to express things eloquently or just communicate in general. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying stay well.